Hi, my name is Courtney, and I'm from Women Living Well Ministries, and I blog at womenlivingwell.org, and I also just started a new blog called goodmorninggirls.org. And I want to talk about discipleship because I am passionate about seeing women discipled, and my degree is in evangelism and discipleship. And one of my favorite Bible characters is Enoch. Enoch is kind of a simple guy. We don't know a lot about him. He's not like King David, just leading the armies and writing all these psalms. And he's not Solomon. He's not the wisest. He's not the richest. He's not Peter. He's not even Paul. He's Enoch. And what we know about Enoch in Genesis chapter 5 is that he walked with God. Twice it says Enoch walked with God. And then he was no more because God took him. It's amazing to me that God so enjoyed his company that God said, I want you now here in heaven with me. That is awesome. I want to walk with God like that. And in Hebrews 11 it says that he was commended, Enoch was commended as a man who pleased God, that his walk pleased God. I want to have a walk that is pleasing to God. I want to walk with God in that way, and I want to help other women to walk with God in this way. And yet it's so hard in this very noisy, high-tech world to walk closely with God. And after doing 12 years of ministering in the church where I was leading women's Bible studies and women's retreats and Titus 2 workshops, and I had started a mentorship ministry and all these different things, I could see that women were struggling to find time to be in God's Word. You see, when we're nursing and we're up half the night, we're tired in the morning. Who wants to have a quiet time in the morning when you've been up with little ones who have been wetting the bed and they're having night terrors, and then teenagers keep us up late at night, and all kinds of different things make it difficult for our generation to walk with God in the way that Enoch did. And I think of how just sometimes in Bible study women would have their books out there. I led Beth Moore studies and Kay Arthur studies, and I would see blank pages where they just didn't get to their homework, or they were trying to do it all in one night. And I thought there has to be a way to help women. And so I asked the women in my Bible study the one day if they would join me for a little club called the Good Morning Girls. And I said, every morning I'll email you and I'll say good morning. And then you can email the group back, and I'll say good morning, and I'll share with you what I read in my quiet time. And then you can email the group back and say good morning and say what you read. And so we started an accountability group. And for 4 years, I've been a part of my Good Morning Girls group, my real life friends who we just email each other and we share what we've learned in our quiet times. So on my blog, womenlivingwell.org, I shared with my readers that I have this group. And I couldn't believe how the women responded, and they just longed to have this connection with women where they could go deeper, where they could talk about the things of God. And they said, we want Good Morning Girls groups too. And I said, okay, well then let's do this. And so I started a session for women, and first we had 25 groups. And then we did a second session of 3 months, and we had 50 groups, and then it was 60 and 70. And this past summer, we had over 150 groups joining us on goodmorninggirls.org, and we've only just begun in the last year. It's been amazing to see. What I have learned from this is that that women long to be discipled, that they want to walk with God, but that they want a connection with other women. We don't have the front porch anymore where people sit outside and know their neighbors. We are now using Facebook and Twitter and all those things to connect with our friends from church and to connect with other women, and even blogs and things to connect with the universal church, to connect with other believers. And so I see women long for that connection, and that accountability works. That when we put them into a group together, when they invite their friends from church, they grow in their relationships in more ways than one. It's more than just, hey, this is what I read in my quiet time, but they're talking about other things too, and it's iron sharpening iron, and I love that. And they're learning to remain connected to the vine as they disciple one another. And we had some women say, I don't have any friends to ask. So we started a message board, and on there women can write like a little bit about themselves, and we found pastors' wives across the country finding each other because it's hard for them to connect with their congregation and to be that open about their walk with God. And so we had Good Morning Girls groups with pastors' wives, with missionaries connecting, with military wives finding each other, and homeschool moms, and all these different things. And what I've learned is that for my generation, their eyeballs are on the iPad, the iPod, and the iPhone. And this is where I want to bring the great I am to them. Let's use Facebook groups to keep each other accountable in our quiet times. Let's use email. Let's use Twitter. We have hashtags, pound, Good Morning Girls, where the Good Morning Girls can talk to each other. And we've been redeeming technology, and it's been so exciting. But I see that it's a new day. In this digital world, there are new ways that we can disciple women and help them connect with each other, and they just need a little bit of leadership. They just need someone to say, hey, look, follow me. We can do it together. And so my Good Morning Girls group has helped me in my walk with God, as I help other women to walk with God, to be like Enoch, because that is what God commended as pleasing to him. Let's be like Enoch and walk with the King.